All right, let's dive into something that is, frankly, one of the most important parts of any project: monitoring and control. This is where the rubber really meets the road, where your beautiful plan comes face to face with reality.
I mean, we've all heard the stories, right? A project kicks off, everyone's excited, there's a solid plan, a clear budget, and then, somehow, things just go off the rails. Why does this happen so often? Well, the answer almost always comes down to the huge gap between just planning the work and actively managing the work as it happens.
There's this quote from our source material that just nails it. A project is a problem scheduled for solution. I love that. It's not just a checklist. It's a problem we're trying to solve on a deadline. But here's the thing. Just having the schedule, just having the plan, it's never enough. Think about it like this. Your project plan? That's like an old school paper map. It's great. It shows you where you want to go and the route you're supposed to take. But what happens if you hit a massive traffic jam or a road is closed? That map can't help you. That's where monitoring and control comes in. It's your live GPS, constantly tracking where you are, warning you if you've taken a wrong turn, and instantly recalculating the best route to get you back on track.
So, how does this project GPS actually work? Well, it's not magic, I promise. It's a formal process, and it's designed specifically to keep your project from, flying off a cliff. So let's break down how you can actually steer your project instead of just being a passenger hoping for the best.
Let's really look at the words in this definition. Control is not a passive thing. It's an active cycle of comparing where you are to where you should be, identifying the differences, and then, this is the most important part, taking corrective action. It's all about making smart decisions to steer that ship back on course.
And this whole thing works as a continuous loop. It's not a one-and-done deal. You start with your baseline plan, that's your map. Then, you constantly measure what you're actually doing. Next, you compare the two to see how far off you are. And finally, you take action. Then the loop starts all over again. It's a constant cycle of steering.
Okay, but to measure our progress in a way that actually means something, we all need to be speaking the same language. Just saying we're 50% done is kind of useless. Does that mean 50% of the time is gone or 50% of the money? To get real objective clarity, we use a super powerful system called Earned Value Management. Let's learn its 3 key terms.
First up is planned value, or PV. This one's pretty simple. It's the value of the work you planned to have done by a certain date. So if your plan says you should have completed $50,000 worth of work by today, then your planned value for today is 50 grand. It's your yardstick. Next, we have earned value, or EV. And honestly, this is the most important metric of them all because it's reality. It's the value in dollars of the work you have actually finished. So if by that same day you only got through tasks that were budgeted at $40,000, your earned value is $40,000. That is your true progress, no matter how much time has passed or money you spent.
And the final piece of our puzzle is actual cost, or AC. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's the real amount of money that has walked out the door. It's what you've actually spent to get that work done. So maybe it cost you $45,000 to get that $40,000 of earned value. Your AC is $45,000. Okay, so now we have our 3 key numbers: planned value, earned value, and actual cost: PV, EV, and AC. Now the fun part begins. We can use these numbers to build a real-time health dashboard for our project, one that tells us instantly if we're on track or, well, heading for trouble.
So how do we turn those 3 numbers into a clear signal? I mean, is an earned value of $40,000 good or bad? What about an actual cost of $45,000? Well, it all depends on what you compare. The real magic is in something called variance.
And it comes down to these 2 simple but incredibly powerful formulas. Cost variance, or CV, tells you if you're on budget. You just subtract what you've spent from the value you've earned. Schedule variance, or SV, tells you if you're on time. It compares the value you've earned to the value you plan to have earned.
And the best part? Interpreting these is so easy. For both of them, a positive number is good news. You're in a great spot. A negative number, that's your warning light flashing on the dashboard. A negative cost variance means you're over budget. A negative schedule variance means you're behind schedule. Simple as that.
Now, to make things even clearer, we can turn these into performance indexes. The Cost Performance Index, CPI, is just EV divided by AC, and the Schedule Performance Index, SPI, is EV divided by PV. With these, the magic number is 1. If your index is greater than 1, you're doing great. If it's less than 1, you've got a problem. Let's make this real with an example. So let's say we crunch the numbers on our project, and our cost performance index, our CPI, is 1.11. What in the world does that actually tell us?
A CPI of 1.11? That's awesome. It literally means that for every single dollar you have spent, you have generated $1.11 of value. You are working super efficiently, and you are efficiently under budget. That's a huge win.
But on that exact same project, we calculate our Schedule Performance Index, SPI, and it's 0.91. It's less than 1, so we know that's not good news. But what does it mean?
It means that even though you're being efficient with money, you're not getting things done fast enough. You've only completed about 91% of the work you were supposed to have done by this point. You are officially behind schedule. See how powerful that is? We're under budget, but behind schedule.
And this brings us right back to the whole point of this entire exercise. Knowing your CPI is great and your SPI is a problem is, well, it's totally useless unless it leads to action. The numbers don't manage the project. You do. The data is just there to help you make smarter decisions. So this is the goal. This is the output. A good monitoring system flags these problems for you. It helps you dig in and find exactly which tasks are causing the trouble, and it forces you to develop a real plan for corrective action. It turns you from someone just watching the project happen into the project's pilot.
And that's really the question I want to leave you with. A plan is just a hope. It's a wish on a piece of paper. It's the constant loop of monitoring your progress and correcting your course that turns that hope into a reality. True project management isn't about having the perfect plan. It's about skillfully navigating the messy, imperfect journey. Thanks for joining me.